Liam, I heard you mention it earlier. It's your first time on the show since you signed. I have memories of that show. It was back when JJ and I hosted the show together. We were out at the lab. And they were just like running guys onto the set. It was like a signing day special. We didn't know who we were going to get to talk to, and you just sort of jumped up on the set, and that's how we met you. And it leads me to my first question, which is just your journey. It's been quite a journey from then until now. I mean, the guy I talked to was a lot smaller and was a defensive end or defensive lineman. What's it been like, this sort of odyssey from defense all the way to offense and becoming really a stalwart the last couple of years on this offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey, definitely. Coming in at 265, a small guy. I remember Sark, my first little visit, he was telling me how much of a frame I had and stuff like that. I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
And red flag.
Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then come in, I think I gained like 20 pounds, like within like maybe 6 months. I was KU at the time, Kenneth Udeze, the D-line coach, he was hounding me. I was actually a nose guard in spring ball because we had kind of low numbers that year. And I was like, okay, this is college ball, playing against some big dudes, Damian Mama and stuff like that. So that was a shock. And going through it, I kind of learned how to cope with the bigger sizes, bigger bodies and stuff like that. And then going on forward and eventually turned into O-lineman. It was a good switch for me. I've started these last 2 years and it's been good. I think I've learned a lot. I'm still a super young lineman. I have a lot to learn, but the journey is still just starting for me, and it's really fun. I'm having a lot of fun with it, and the last few games of my college career, last UCLA week, so I got to make it a good one.
Pretty amazing to go from defensive lineman, offensive. I can never imagine trying to pass set after being a defensive lineman and just trying to tear someone's head off. Just imagine going backwards. That always seems like just a mind-boggling to me. Last time we saw you, it looked like you were in some pain there on the field. I saw you on some crutches after the game. You look like you're moving around better. How's your injury?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. At first it was kind of painful what happened. It was kind of like hyperextension. It was nothing crazy actually. After MRI looked good. It was just some simple little bone bruise. So it was nothing crazy. I'm feeling really good this week. No little pain. I'm moving around well, just getting back into it. I think unfortunately the Cal game was postponed, but I think it was a good week for a lot of guys. As Coach Dante said, it was a good week for guys to get back and healthy. I've been killing the rehab, so I feel really good, moving around well. We'll see tomorrow is a competition Tuesday, and get some one-on-one pass rush going and see how I feel.
I think this will be the last time I get to say I interviewed a former teammate. We're getting to that age group where I'm across that threshold now, but Jimmons is holding it down. And I remember when I was here with you, they were really excited about your future as a defense lineman. Rightfully so, athletic dude. But you mentioned it, the switch over to offensive lineman. What sparked that move? Was it more just depth concerns? Was it about your future? Who was that first conversation with? It was actually kind of a long process. It kind of started during season when T. Martin and Dylan McCullough were here. We would do kick return drills, and then Dylan was the coach for that position. And every day I would just do the drill, and every day he would just kind of just chip at, like, hey, I'll be offensive lineman, and T would be that back there coaching the running backs, and he'd be like, hey, offensive line, and then eventually, because my playing time wasn't like what I wanted at the line of time, of course, it kind of gets in your head, you think about it. And then kind of that next spring ball, I actually talked to KU about it, like switching to offensive line. We didn't really do it, but I kind of put it up in the atmosphere. I told Coach Helton, it was kind of up in the air at the time. And then kind of that season went on. I think it was 2018 season. That season went through, bad season, but spring ball came around. I kind of just pulled the trigger and said, let's do it offensive lineman. And Drevno was my coach at the time, and I clicked with him really well. And I kind of had a natural knack for it. The other guys in the room like, hey, Jimmons, you're actually kind of good at O-line. Like, where did you learn? I'm like, I don't know. Never played it before. So
you're huge, too. That helps.
Yeah, that too, of course.
Well, as Coach just talked about, you got a quarterback this week in Jackson Dart that the guys need to rally behind. How does it change things for you? I mean, most of your time as an offensive lineman, you've been sharing the huddle whenever you do huddle with Keaton Slovis. How do you handle it now with the young guy out there at quarterback in his first rivalry game?
Yeah, I mean, they're both really good quarterbacks. I respect both of them great. I mean, Jackson Dart has a really bright future ahead of him, and he makes plays on the field, and we all see it. I think that having him as an opportunity for him, opportunity for us to line for the offense to kind of make a name for ourselves this game, because this is a big game for everyone, for the bowl eligibility. You know, it's a big game. It's UCLA week. You know, there's no whoever's back there, we're gonna block our butts off, and I think that's our only option. We're gonna get the running game going and give him a good pocket so he can make some good throws.
Big Liam, you're an old vet now, man. What was it like playing all season next to a young guy in Monheim? How are you helping him kind of get through the season? You know, was he, some ups and downs, but you've had to pull him through with you.
Yeah, I mean, all young guys, they make mistakes and they kind of get in their head and they kind of get down on themselves. I mean, I do the same thing sometimes. I make mistakes and I kind of just tell them, hey, like, next play, it happened. I mean, NFL guys mess up. The best players in the league mess up. The best players on our team mess up. I mean, it's going to happen. Everyone messes up. I just told them that the only way to recover is make a good play next time, So, I mean, I know I had a bad penalty the Arizona game, and, I was kind of down on myself for a long time about it, but I kind of thought about it, that one play doesn't define who I am. And I kind of just spread that message to him. I'm just like, listen, one play doesn't make you who you are, and you might make a mistake, and everyone does. You're super young, and you have a bright future. You have 4 more years left of football. So I told him just keep trucking, keep his head down, just keep getting better.
One of the things that true freshman quarterbacks that can be the hardest is finding your lane as a leader. How have you seen Jackson progress? He looks like he's got some fire on the sideline. What kind of dude is he in the proverbial huddle?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good huddle guy. I mean, today we kind of saw him chip at some receivers for, doing some slow routes or something like that. It's something new you've never seen from Jackson before. It's good. It's like it's leader components, and it's good to see that as your quarterback. I think that we'll see during the week and how he progresses. I think that in the huddle, he's really confident. He's really confident in his ability, and I think we can see in his play. It's going to be fun to see him play and rock out on Saturday.
Looking forward to it. Liam Jimmons will be out there as well, getting his young quarterback through it, his final UCLA game. Enjoy it, man. It's a great opportunity for the Trojans coming up on Saturday. Chris Steele, he's going to lead that USC defense. We'll talk to him next on Trojans Live.